Hello, I am Olivia Sambo, owner and CEO of Profits and Books Bookkeeping Services and Online Marketing Services. I'm also proud to say that I'm a certified QuickBooks Pro advisor. This is a video for lawyers, as that's how we call them in South Africa, or attorneys as they are known in other parts of the world. Lawyers, you have two accounts. Like there's a trust account and then there is your business account. And what I have found that very often your books are in chaos. Your books are in a mess. As a lawyer, you deal with people. They come to you when they are desperate, when they are at the lowest, and they need a helping hand. That alone is a huge load because you see people when they are desperate, when they are afraid. That is the skill that you have, is to represent your clients in court. Bookkeeping is not one of your skills. Don't force it. And this is why bookkeeping becomes a problem when you are a bookkeeper. When you are a lawyer. When you have a bookkeeper, or when you are a bookkeeper, these are the basic requirements that you need for an account to be up and running, to stay up to date. You need a chart of accounts with your customer list, your supplier list. That's just the basic of accounting. So now tell me, you as a lawyer, are you able to sit every night and look and understand why your books are not balancing? Can you sit every night and check who paid you, who didn't pay you? That's what I do on a daily basis. That is where I come in to fix that for you. So now you have two accounts, the trust account and the business account. You know, as a lawyer, the money that goes into the trust account is what your clients pay you for services that were not rendered yet. So in essence, that money doesn't belong to you. You still owe that money. It's a liability on your books. It's a liability because as a client, if I come back and I fire you halfway through, and I said you have only provided these kind of services, I've paid you 300,000 rand, but you have only provided me services to the value of 100,000 rand. I want my 200,000 rand back. So if you have used that 200,000 rand, you will be in trouble. It's not, listen, lawyers don't get in trouble because they are bad lawyers. They get in trouble because they cannot manage their money. So what is the trust account for? You know it, but you don't do it because the laws in all countries are extremely strict when it comes to the trust account of a lawyer. And we are human. We are human, we know. You know what? If someone pays you 100,000 rand and school fees need to be paid and it's not paid yet, and yes, someone pays you 100,000, you're going to dip your hands into that 100,000. Let's get that out of the way and say that's what we do and that's how we operate. In most cases, because we are human. But it becomes a problem when it gets out of hand. And that is what happens. It gets out of hand. So when you have with your trust account, let your client only pay money into your trust account. This will teach you to manage it much better. Give them the details of your trust account. They don't know that it's your trust account. They don't even know the difference between your trust and your business account. You just give them that account number. Number one. Number two, give them a reference number. You know, this is a frustration and it's a headache when you are a bookkeeper. Now you do your books. You do the books of a lawyer with many deposits coming in. Many. And what is it? Just deposits. No name, no surname, no reference number. How do you think we are able to match your payments with the right clients? Do you even have a system like that? You don't. You don't. So you don't even keep track of who pays you when and what they have paid you. To get back to the trust account, why the money must stay in the trust account in an ideal world? Because your clients pay you in advance for the services that you must still render. So when an expert witness needs to be called, or the client needs to go for evaluation or an assessment, that money is there already and it comes out of the trust account. But now, what happens, right? You give your details of your trust, of your business account to the client. And the client now pays it into your business account. And from your business account, now you have to transfer it to your trust account. Why do you add extra work to yourself? It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And when it comes to let's look at your customer or your client list. Do you have a client list? You don't. The client list gives you the option. It gives you that bird's eye view to know that this is my client list, and on the client list, name, surname, contact details of your client. At least that's the minimum that you must put on there. Then what happens when you have your client list, customer A? Then you know when you then create an invoice for 7,000 Rand for customer A, the invoice is there. You send off the invoice. Customer A pay. On the payment, because when you send an invoice, you put a reference number, the name of the customer, and the amount that they must pay once. So now customer A pay, it comes into your account. I see customer A, invoice for 7,000, payment for 7,000, customer A, match the two, done. Do you have that? You don't. You don't. That's why your books are in a mess. You might be the most brilliant lawyer, but do you know what's going on in your books? Those are the important issues. Your trust account and your customer list, right? Let's look at your business account, because by right, the only money that goes into your business account from your trust account are for services that have been rendered already. It's when you have done the service and then you take your fee out of the trust account into your business account. In theory, that's how it's supposed to work. But in practice, not so much. So if you can just adapt, adjust, train your brain, train yourself, and start the habit, because this requires discipline. Discipline to number one, the first thing you do, create your customer profile. Name, surname, contact details of your customer. Number two, when you send an invoice, make sure that your customer has a reference number so that when the customer pays, you can immediately match the payment with the invoice with the customer. Sorted. Do you think that you have the time to do that? You don't. You don't. Because your core job is not bookkeeping. It's being a lawyer. That comes with its own admin. You must prepare for litigation. You must draw up contracts. You must look at family laws. You must stay up to date about the latest laws and the latest verdicts concerning, the latest judgments concerning the case that you are on. Do you think in the midst of that, you will be able to still go and check whether customer A paid the 7,000 Rand? You won't have time for that. And at the heart of all business practices, it's money management. Get your money management right, and it requires simple, consistent steps. And if you do have a misstep, it happens, we are human, then just rectify it. Don't continue with the misstep. In that way, you will stay in the green and not in the red when it comes to your trust account and your business account. Because remember, and this is what a lot of South Africans don't know, when you are a client of a lawyer, you can at any given moment walk into a law firm office and say, send me a printout or give me a printout of everything that you have done and what I've paid for. You know, once we were involved in a legal dispute. For many years, it's painful and it's horrible. It's the most awful thing to go through. When I asked our lawyer, sent me a printout, you know what he sent me? He sent me pages and pages of emails sent on this day, phone calls sent of this. Who on earth has the time to go through your communication of what you had with me? You know why he did that? Because he didn't have an accounting system. He couldn't. So you couldn't go on and say, this is what I charged you for emails. This is what I charged you for phone calls. He didn't have that system. And that's why I had to wait days for him to send it to me. But as a client, because I didn't do that, the stress of the whole legal dispute was too much. I didn't do that. I didn't. But by law, I could have gone into his office and say, give me a printout now, not tomorrow, not next year, today. That is why you as a lawyer must make sure that you have your client list. And with your client list, you can match all the expenses attached to that client list. Because remember, it's not your client, just the clients you have to keep tabs on. Even your suppliers. Who are your suppliers in this case? That psychologist who sent you a bill where your client had to go. How do you keep a record of your suppliers? The expert witnesses, when they sent you a bill, how do you pay it? When do you pay it? How do you know for which client this is? No, man, lawyers, you are sitting with so much stress, such a big mess when it comes to your admin and your bookkeeping. And here we are to assist you with that, to take that load off your shoulders, to make things flow a bit in your practice. You have a lot on your plate. Bookkeeping should never be one of the things that you struggle with, not as a lawyer, not as a business owner. But you know what is the beauty of it all? The best part when you have a bookkeeper, and mind you, a bookkeeper you can trust, who communicates, who also is doing their part. You know what that gives to you? It gives you peace of mind. It gives you freedom. It motivates you in a way that you will not expect, because now you know exactly what is going on in the finances of your law practice. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you desire? Wouldn't it be wonderful when you just use your username and your password and you log on and everything is there for you? Not just for you, for your clients, for your suppliers. So should there be any dispute, you can say with confidence, excuse me, hang on. This is why I'm charging you. This is what I've done. This is the balance of what is remaining. Wouldn't it be wonderful to be in a space, to be in a position where you can say that with confidence? I am Olivia, and thank you so much for watching this video on my YouTube channel called Profits and Books Bookkeeping. I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe, and also just comment when you have any questions, any comments, anything you would want to know, and how I can assist you. And you are more than welcome to get in touch with me. I thank you so much for watching this video.